Hi, this is Stan Dubin, and welcome to the Hiring Tips Podcast. The name of this tip is, How Important is Attention to Detail? From where I sit, attention to detail is a very important quality for someone who works with or for you. So how can you tell your applicant has it? Well, first of all, it will show up before you interview them. You'll see it in the applicant's resume. Did he take the time to present a full picture of his skills and experience? Did he add some intangibles about himself that he feels will make him a good choice? How your applicant approaches the resume is your first sign. The next one is, believe it or not, are they on time for the interview? A week doesn't go by when someone who makes hiring decisions for their company tells me they cannot believe how many applicants come late for their interview. That is hard to believe. Well, that lack of attention to detail is likely to show up in their performance down the road. All right, you've got yourself a well-presented resume, and they're on time, thank goodness. How should we address this subject in the interview? Well, here are a few questions you could ask. The first one is terribly simple, but might gain you an insight or two. Fred, tell me your understanding of the phrase, attention to detail. What does that mean to you? In your previous positions, when you detected that something was not being properly handled due to certain details being overlooked, how did you handle this? When you discovered your work wasn't up to your personal standards, what did you learn was the cause of this? And how did you deal with this? If you felt a coworker was seriously lacking in his attention to detail, and that this was affecting your job performance, what steps did you take to remedy this? Tell me about times your attention to detail had a very positive effect on the company. And I'm sure you can come up with some other questions or approaches on this. It is an admirable quality when someone takes pride in ensuring all the pieces of a work action are considered and carried out. Don't overlook or underestimate it when you see it. Thank you for listening. If you're enjoying this podcast, and if you're getting something valuable from it, could you take a minute or two and go over to iTunes and leave us a review? Also, feel free to subscribe to the podcast. They show 50 different shows at any given time, but when you subscribe, you'll find that there's well over 100 shows. And each one of those is a valuable tip that will help you make better hiring decisions. When you're over at iTunes, you can simply enter into the search area there the phrase hiring tips, and then it'll take you to the podcast right away. The Hiring Tips is brought to you by the Employee Testing Center. We have an employee testing service that will help you hire better staff. It's very accurate, easy to understand, and delightfully affordable. Watch our 3-minute video at getbetterstaff.com. That's getbetterstaff.com. Our podcast does not represent legal advice. Employment law can vary from state to state. So please consult an attorney familiar with the law that applies to the area where your business is located for any legal questions specific to your company.